Here we go. We will now call the Plan Commission of May 12th, 2026 to order. Roll call.
Penna here.
Bouch here.
Kapczynski here.
Lorick here. Gavich here.
Kuzikowski here.
Oldani here.
Seifert here.
Chandler here.
And now for the approval of minutes of April the 14th, 2026. There's no discussion, questions, errors, omissions. Motion, please.
Seifert moves to approve the minutes of April 14th, 2026.
Lorick seconds.
Roll call, beginning with Christine.
Penna aye.
Bouch aye.
Kapczynski aye.
Lorick aye.
Gavich, aye.
Kuzikowski aye.
Oldani aye.
Seifert aye.
Chandler abstains.
Okay. Item 4, consideration of a resolution to adopt an amendment to the City of Oak Creek's 2020 comprehensive land use category from industrial to mixed use for the property located at 900 West Drexel Avenue. Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So you may be familiar with this property over on West Drexel. It is currently occupied by Neobrake. It is currently zone manufacturing. Currently, the comprehensive plan designates the future use of this property to remain industrial. However, the applicant is here today seeking to amend the City of Oak Creek comprehensive plan and its land use designation for this property from that industrial use to a mixed use. You can see that property in question here is outlined in blue. Again, future use industrial surrounded to the west, north, and east with similar future uses and current zoning of manufacturing. Over to the south is residential use in for future use as well, and it's just kind of in between Drexel Town Square and Highgate development on your way to I-94. But that industrial land use category is an intention for mixed warehousing, distribution, manufacturing, and processing, and that's how it's defined. That category is defined in our comprehensive plan. And our comprehensive plan notes that that is a use that should be along the southern portion of I-94 in that corridor, and also the smaller development industrial that's located in the northern portion of Oak Creek, closer to the airport and such. But as I stated, the applicant is looking to change that future use category to mixed use, which would be allowing for multiple distinct uses, a mixed use sometimes stacked vertically within the same structure, or it could be horizontal mixed use development that's laid out through a PUD, similar to what we have here in Drexel Town Square. So while as you know, changing the comp plan's land use designation doesn't necessarily at this time change the zoning. It would remain M1 zoning, and until at some point it were to be requested to change the zoning. But in that meantime, it would stay M1, and all uses of M1 would stay appropriate there. So as the applicant may end up expanding on, but so kind of the rationale is that in trying to create that retail corridor between Drexel Town Square all the way to I-94, changing the future use for this would add that connection to create that corridor in the future. And they're illustrating that on the image to your left, and having that connection then with that development to Drexel Town Square. Also, just for illustration, this is not necessarily like a concept per se that they have, but just an idea of like, well, could possibly lead to something like on your right, where you have a mixture of commercial and multifamily all on one property there as a development. So again, this isn't something that they've formally proposed, but just to give you an idea of like, oh, what does this mean in the future could be there? That's a possibility. And then, as I stated, the applicant's here if you do have any further questions about it. Otherwise, the suggested motion is on the screen.
Thank you, Todd. Before I go to the commission, does the applicant want to say anything or wait on questions? Come on up, sir. Name and address, please.
Yep, Eric Main.
Yeah, there should be a red button on the microphone somewhere. Anything? Or you can go to the front table, too.
Oh, it's hot. Hot mic. Eric Main, 13270 Graymore Drive, Elm Grove, Wisconsin. I'm here on behalf of Rinka, working with our client NeoBreak. I think Todd did a great job of kind of outlining the intent here. We've studied many different sort of concepts with the client, and this is really about starting to attract a potential developer who may look at some other land uses for the parcel, and being zoned industrial, we'd like to consider a mixed use development for that parcel. So this would be our first step.
Okay, thank you. Well, you can stand by or sit down, one of the two. We'll see if questions happen. So, Christine, you want to start?
I'm just going to add a comment. If that's what you presented, Todd, that will be a very welcome change from the neighbors and the resident around, especially if like just as retail, something they can walk to and just use. And so I think that's a very good idea.
Steve?
I'm definitely okay with the change. No questions.
No questions.
Greg?
No questions.
Chris?
No questions.
Don?
No questions.
Fred?
No questions at this time.
Chauncey?
No questions. Thank you.
No, I've seen the concept plans, so to say, I think Christine summed it up, the exciting change. So there's no further discussions or questions. Motion then on 4, please.
Seifert moves that the Plan Commission adopts resolution number 2026-2, amending the City of Oak Creek 2020 Comprehensive Planned Land Use category from industrial to mixed use for the properties located at 900 West Drexel Avenue.
Goldani seconds.
Roll call, beginning with Steve.
Ouch, aye.
Pshinsky, aye.
Lorick, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzikowski, aye.
Goldani, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye. And aye.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Item 5, consideration of an amended site plan and architectural review and related plans for the construction of a multi-tenant commercial building to be located at 7935 South Main Street. And this is submitted by Sean Phelan of Phelan Development and Eric Gebhardt of Rinka. Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So you may recall roughly almost a year ago, back in June of 2025, that these applicant had come before you with their site plan architectural review for the proposed building to go on the vacant lot there on Main and Drexel. And well, they've since then been talking to prospective tenants there. And so one of the tenants that they believe they have coming would like a little different layout and configuration there. So they're back again, looking to amend what had been previously approved with a little bit of revisions to that. And so certainly you saw the report, went into more detail on those. So I'm just going to go over kind of briefly some of the high note changes for what they're proposing. And in generally, I'll have what was approved on the left from a year ago, and then what they are proposing today, where they have nicely put little red clouds around things where the changes are noted. But so they're going from looking to increase the size of the building, and that's mainly because that middle tenant that they're in talks with is looking to have more space. So they're going from a building that was a little over 8,700 square feet to a little over 10,000 square feet in size. A lot of that is, again, that middle tenant. So you'll notice from left to right that tenant B space getting larger, pushing the both east and west elevations of the building outward a little bit, and then also in the south as well of that tenant B. So what's that doing is the setback from Main Street and Drexel lessening a little bit, but still within what is allowed in Drexel Town Square. Because of the movement of the building, there was going to be a sidewalk along the buildings. There'll still be a sidewalk, the public sidewalk that's there, but the sidewalk that was along on their property along the building has been removed because now the building more so addresses that public sidewalk. As noted that they used to have a patio that was on the south elevation of that tenant B. Well, now as that has moved south, that patio is moving to be south of tenant C, so the easternmost unit or suite. So you'll note that change. The movement as well to the west made them modify, in addition to a change of the electrical equipment from the pickup lane. So they ended up modifying the configuration of that that island, or defining that drive. But in doing so as well, they've ended up losing one parking space. So they went from 50 spaces to 49 spaces. That number of parking spaces, and based on how the Drexel Town Square in general has shared parking amongst buildings, between buildings, there's still ample parking for uses there. Architecturally, some of these changes, again, are just because the dimensions of the building has changed a little bit. So mainly on the east elevation, you can see that they changed. One thing that you'll see is that patio that was otherwise to the south of the tenant B or the middle unit is now further out behind tenant C. And with that, there's a trellis that will be covering that. They did a nice upgrade as far as the material on that east elevation, and also that wraps around to the south, but changing out the cement board for a brick. So that's the gray versus the black. A change in some of the glazing on that side as well. And then also you'll notice just again the big difference for that middle, for the north elevation, a general widening of that tenant B middle frontage there. Similar in theme, just generally wider. And then you'll see that the same as when you look at the south elevation, because that middle unit has widened. Essentially, it's a same materials for the most part, just a widening and continuing on with that. And then, as I mentioned, on that south elevation on the east corner, again changing out from the cement board to the brick, which was I think a nice upgrade for material wise. For their lighting plan, there were some modifications made. We noted that the change in the island for defining the pickup window drive changed. So they took, one of the single-headed fixtures, combined it with the two to the north, and so now that's three headed instead of two. So generally, these types of changes, or how the building, which we noted that tenant B pushed further south. There used to be a light pole that would be there along the parking lot. The light pole has been eliminated and replaced with a wall mounted with the same effect as lighting for the parking lot. So just some minor modifications, movement of where the wall mounted lights would be, just because now the doors have changed their locations for the building. I might have skipped that. But anyways, landscaping as well changed just a little bit along, again, reflecting the changes in the building. To the east of it, they've had to eliminate some landscaping directly east of the building because now we're coming right up to the sidewalk, but adding more landscaping to the southeast portion of the parking lot, and also just generally changing the configuration of the landscaping, again, in that drive island that's defining the pickup window drive. So just changes mostly, like I said, because of the change in the layout of the building. So with that, the applicant is here if you have any questions. Otherwise, suggested motion is on the screen.
Once again, if the applicant wants to say anything, sorry. Once again, if the applicant wants to say anything before we go to the commission or just wait on questions, indicating they'll wait on questions. All right, let's start to my right this time, Chauncey.
No questions, thank you.
All right, Fred.
I have a question for Todd about the parking. How did we figure out the number of parking spots for this layout? I mean, I'm a little concerned about, the room and the number of spots that we have available for parking.
Yeah, well, roughly a year ago when this development came before you, I touched on that in more detail, and then it's hitting on that. Drexel Town Square was designed to have shared parking so in this development, I'm just showing what's on their parcel, but then there's also parking spaces that are to the west of there that can be used by this tenant, and then also street within as well. So there's, street parking within, there's parking shared amongst the different uses. So collectively, in that idea of the kind of traditional neighborhood as it is, the parking numbers are there to meet the needs.
Okay.
And now they're losing one parking space, but previously they had, I don't have those numbers off the top of my head, but there was ample parking a year
Okay.
ago.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don?
No questions at this time.
Chris?
No questions.
Greg?
With the request for change in the layout of the building, I understand that there might be discussions. The tenant might not be finalized yet. I mean, obviously, I would like to know the name if they're willing to discuss that. But do you know, or is the applicant willing to at least explain the use? Like, is it a restaurant? Is it a retail? Is it medical? What's going in there?
I'll let the applicant discuss, but we have an idea.
My name's Sean Phelan, Phelan Development, 117 North Jefferson Street, Suite 207, Milwaukee. We are in the final throes of the lease negotiation, so I'm not at liberty to say the specific uses or the names of the tenants. However, it's similar to the tenant mix that we had when we came last year.
Okay.
What happened is just one of those tenants has expanded in size.
Okay. And then with the increase of size and kind of the shifting of the building to the east, is there concern about setback to the public sidewalk, or is it still meeting any setback to the public sidewalk?
I mean, it's still meeting setback. The Drexel Town Square in the mixed-use district allows a 0 setback.
Okay.
So, and I mean, there is a public sidewalk there, so it will nearly address on that eastern facade. I believe it'll, right? Essentially, the public sidewalk is right at the.
Okay. And then as far as the building itself, I like the approved one a little bit better, but the newer one is still nice. It's unfortunate that the mural, I mean, that was kind of a unique aspect of the building that's going away. The east elevation, can you flip to the east elevation? I don't know if there's any room. I know there's a lot of windows on that side, but I don't know if there's any way to incorporate any type of mural that was previously proposed, being that that's now right up against the sidewalk and we're losing that landscaping. It's not an end-all decision. I'm just wishing that it can be incorporated somehow.
The mural that was previously shown was for a specific tenant,
Okay.
and that tenant, actually, there's been a little bit of reshuffling, so that tenant actually went away and we backfilled with somebody else. So it was
Okay.
actually really specific to their brand.
Sure. Okay. Other than that, I don't have issues with it. Thanks.
No questions, thank you.
Steve?
No questions.
Christine?
Just one comment, it's just adding more landscaping will improve nature and the location where these buildings are at. So if you can add a little bit more, that will be shrubs, not really landscaping like trees wise, but a little shrubs, some type of landscaping. Again, the location of this area appeals to a lot of people, especially with pedestrian walking around. We don't want to lose that prime location, so that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Just a couple comments. So, looking at the island that separates, call it the pickup window. Okay, the pickup drive-through.
Yeah, you can put lipstick on a pig all you want. It's a drive-through.
Yeah, it's a drive-through. Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
But anyways, that island, the transformer, we require screening around all our mechanicals. Any plans for that? And then there's a proposed, imagine, potential grease interceptor locator. I imagine that's where you pump the grease out if one of them becomes, has the need for it. One of those tenants.
That's correct, yep. And I'm Eric Gebhardt, the architect. We're using landscaping, since it's so tight there along the island, to try to obscure those elements as much as we can for both transformer and the grease pump.
And the grease trap or interceptor is buried. It's underground.
Oh, it's underground.
It's underground,
Correct,
yes.
yep,
Okay.
that's just the access point.
Okay. Oh, okay. Good to know. Did not know that. No. Any deliveries for these potential tenants would come through the front? You can't access the back now.
Yes, most likely.
And then just the sidewalk on the east, it just kind of ends because we extended the building and we landscape. Will there be a crosswalk leading them to the west side? Does it line up, or do they got to trot over an island? Oh, it does connect. Okay. Okay, I was looking at the print. Over here? So the sidewalk, it's existing.
Across Main.
Okay, I looked at it wrong. Okay. That's all I really have. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have one quick question. When you say the grease is buried underground, how is that being discarded or how it's being?
It gets pumped out.
Okay.
So the interceptor is buried underground. Truck comes on a schedule, and they pump it out.
Okay. Was there any issues before with the maintenance being, I don't want to say over flown or like
No,
anything like that is being
This
monitored?
this is very standard for these types of restaurant uses.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions, discussions? If none, motion on 5.
Work moves to approve the amended site architectural and related plans for construction of a multi-tenant commercial building to be located at 7935 South Main Street with the following conditions. 1, that all relevant code requirements remain in effect. 2, that revised plans be submitted to the community development prior to submitting of any permit applications. Show the following modifications. A, final locations for all mechanicals, transformers, and utilities. All mechanical equipment, transformers, and utility boxes, ground, building, and rooftop shall be screened from view.
Seifert seconds.
Roll call. Ashley?
Chinsky, aye.
Lorick, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski, no.
Oldani, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
And I.
Vouch aye.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 6, review site architectural plans for ground-mounted solar energy collection system at Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewer District on the property located at 8400 South Fifth Avenue. And again, it's submitted by Michael Stroh of Donahue and Associates. Nick?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as you said, this is for Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District to construct a solar array. And you may recall that this came before Plan Commission in February and had a conditional use permit approved by Common Council in April of this year for a ground-mounted solar energy collection system. So it is proposing a 89,000 square foot solar array that also features an 8x8 transformer and 16x9 switchboard enclosure. You can see the solar array here and then those two smaller buildings right here. The applicant was granted 3 variances by the City of Oak Creek Board of Zoning Appeals in January of this year, the first of which was for allowing for the solar array to be set between the principal structure and the front property line. The second allowing for a solar panel height of 9.75 feet. And then lastly, allowing a 0-foot setback from existing wetlands. You may recall that landscaping and screening were required in the conditions and restrictions of the conditional use permit from 5th Avenue on the public right-of-way there. So the applicant is proposing to remove 21 existing trees and replace those by planting 99 arborvitae trees along the western and northwestern edges of the property. These are expected to grow to up to 10 feet in height. And then they're also planning to plant native prairie vegetation in the areas surrounding the solar array. Here you can see some perspectives of what that screening would look like. The largest change from the last time that this was before Plan Commission is the northwest corner here, where you can see the plantings now wrap the corner to the north side of the property, so it's fully screened from the right-of-way along 5th Avenue. And then this is just showing, again, that screening as compared with the existing conditions. And lastly, there is no additional parking, signage, or lighting proposed with this plan. With that, the applicant is here if you have questions, and the suggested motion is on the screen.
Thank you, Nick. Once again, if the applicant wants to come up, say something, or wait on questions. Wait. Excellent. Okay. Christine.
I have a couple of questions actually for the applicant. Can you bring back the picture with the fence?
Guys, we'll need your name and address.
No, 260 West Seaboth Street in Milwaukee.
Thank you, Nina.
Michael Stoll, 287 Gauchy Drive, Belgium.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay, my first question is this going to be 24/7 operational or just going to be left alone? Is going to be someone on property or no?
This would be an unmanned or unpersonnel facility.
Okay.
So this is directly north of the water reclamation facility that has staff.
Okay.
If there is intelligent equipment here, so if it alarms, somebody would come on site. But
Okay.
for the most part, the only foot traffic would be as if something were to fail and or if the grass has to be manicured.
Okay. So the fence, because you see there is residential, or if you see it from like the map or like the aerial, has residential around it. How did you think about making sure there is no kids jumping over, trying to kind of go around and see what's going on except for that fence? Is it just for that monitor, like the smart monitor you're talking about, that will sound the alarm, or?
So the alarming is the electrical, if there was an actual electrical failure of the equipment. So the fencing is existing today. So the site is secured and it's chain linked, barbed wire on top.
But it's, okay, that's what I wanted to ask. So it has barbed wire, okay. It's gonna remain to be barbed wire on top? It's not gonna change?
Correct. So for this aspect that we're looking at here, there's going to be no modifications. On the southern portion, approximately 800 feet south of here, there's a drive to a public fishing pier. We're going to enclose that drive and fence that area off as well to make it more secure. But from 5th Avenue and that northern line that goes toward City of South Milwaukee, that's all existing fencing today.
Okay. I just want to make sure that those solar lights are being fenced and secured, so nobody get hurt from those.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yep, everything new going in is going to be within the confines of the existing fence line.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Keith?
One quick question. How long do these expected to last before they need to get changed? Just curious.
The electronics, such as inverters and such, have a 15-year life cycle. That's pretty benign, you know, under the panels themselves. The bifacial panels have a life cycle of 20 years. You know, if there's ice dams or anything like that that have to get addressed maybe prematurely, but typically the panels themselves last 20 years.
Is there a maintenance program that goes with this? That gets checked on every year or 6 months or?
Typically not, and so what we're putting in here is the inverters themselves. Those are that will do the voltage conversion and put the electricity on the grid. We're putting in smart inverters and connecting those with Ethernet. So at the plant itself, they've got a supervisory system, and we're going to trend that data. So if we start to see there's going to be 6 inverters, if one of the 6 is not behaving like the others, then that would give us a reason to go and diagnose. Or if one drops to 0 output, chances are there's a failure and someone needs to go address it. So rather than having hands-on monitoring and maintenance, we're going to be doing more diagnostics through trending of data.
Thanks. No further questions.
Ashley?
Just one comment. The city is currently working with the applicant on any kind of stormwater requirements that MMSD may require. So I know we're just in the middle of conversations with the designer at this point.
Okay.
No questions.
Chris?
No questions.
Don?
No questions.
Fred?
No questions.
Chauncey?
No questions. Thank you.
I have no questions either, and thank you for the landscape. Do appreciate that and the vision triangle there. So, be a good addition, and I know their mission is to go green. And it's a good addition to it. So, good start. Okay, if there's no further discussion or questions, motion please.
Couch moves that the Plan Commission approves site and architectural plans for the construction of a ground-mounted solar energy collection system at the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District located at 8400 South 5th Avenue.
Seipert seconds.
Roll call, beginning with Greg.
Lork, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzikowski, aye.
Oldani, aye.
Seipert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
Anna, aye.
Couch, aye.
Jinsky, aye.
Okay, good luck, guys.
Thank you all, and Nick and Todd and everybody. They were great, and really thank you for all your help.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Do appreciate that. Take it while you got it. All right. Item 7. We're going to review proposed plan sign program for the existing multi-tenant building. It's an industrial building. It's 7616 South 6th. Nick?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So to start here with just a quick refresher on plan sign programs, because it's been a while since they came before Plan Commission. So they are required for multi-tenant buildings with 3 or more suites in them, and their intent is to just set a general theme for all the signs, whether that be the size, materials, the display type, things like that. And all future signs at that site then must be fall within the confines of the plan sign program that was approved by Plan Commission. So the applicant here is proposing a plan sign program for a 4-tenant building. It's an industrial building located in the center of the North Branch Industrial Park on 6th Street. As for the general design and theme, they stated that the signs shall be black backgrounds with silver accents, and you can see in their site plan here the permitted sign types, and we will go through each of those. So the first is a wall sign. This is an existing sign for Selena. This is expected to remain and be unchanged. Second is a monument sign. The monument sign is currently existing, however, it's a single tenant sign, so they're proposing refacing it to a multi-tenant sign for all 4 tenants. then each tenant would be permitted a awning sign. So there would be a total of 4 of them, one at each of the entrances of the building. And then lastly, a single wayfinding sign that's 24 by 36 on the north end of the property. And the possible introduction of a secondary sign is included in the plan as well, however, not at this time. The applicant is here if you have questions. Otherwise, the suggested motion is on the screen.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Again, I'll invite the applicant up if they want to say a few words or just wait on questions. He's indicated he'll wait. Let's start with Commissioner Chandler.
I do have a question for the applicant.
Oh, yeah. Dylan Braun, 3426 South Delaware, Milwaukee.
So for the awning signs, so does each tenant have their own door and their own awning?
They each have their own door. There's actually going to be 3 awnings. This Solaris isn't going to have their own. And then, yeah, essentially that's it. They'll have their own awning and just vinyl graphics to have their name on their door.
Okay, thank you.
Brad?
Is the main sign going to be illuminated?
No.
No?
Nope, it's currently not. We do have a provision in the plans that say if they want to upgrade it in the future, they can do that, but at the time being, they don't want to invest in a new sign.
Thank you.
Don?
No questions.
Chris?
No questions.
Greg?
No questions.
Ashley?
No questions.
Steve?
No questions.
Christine?
Just to kind of comment on this, how is one tenant will, if they choose to upgrade to have a signed lid one, and then one they don't want a lid one, it's just going to be looking awkward, right?
Oh, I mean, the entire sign is all one unit.
Oh, okay.
And it would be up to the landlord or the property
okay.
owner's discretion.
I thought it's just per tenant if they want to
Oh,
lid
no.
it or
Yeah, it would have to be the landlord.
Okay,
or
the
property
entire
Yep.
sign. Okay, that's it. No
Yeah,
questions.
this would just be for the multi-tenant monument sign would potentially be eliminated.
Okay.
And for clarification, they would have to update the sign or propose a new sign that complies with current code regulations because this is currently non-conforming. However, because they're only refacing it, it's fine the way it is.
Got it. Thank you for that clarification, Nick. Appreciate it. I have no questions. Good upgrades. Very good.
Thank you.
All right. There's no further discussion. Motion.
Clerk moves to approve the planned sign program for the multi-tenant industrial building at 7616 South 6th Street with the following conditions. 1, that all relevant code requirements remain in effect, and 2, that the planned sign program shall become null and void if sign permits associated with all signs included in the planned sign program have not been issued within 12 months of the date of planned sign program approval.
Vouch second.
Roll call, beginning with Chris.
Guzekowski, aye.
Oldani, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
And I.
Vouch aye.
Chinsky, aye.
Lorik, aye.
Gavich, aye. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Item 8, review a sign appeal application for Millwood Glen subdivision. This is located at 3521 East Oakwood, and it's submitted by Ben Lang of Viridian Homes. Nick?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the appellant is proposing a ground-mounted temporary real estate sign that would be displayed for 1,328 days, or 3 years and 7 months. You may recall that this is at Millwood Glen subdivision, which is a proposed single-family development on Oakwood Road. So the variance that the appellant is requesting is from section 17.0605 sub A sub 2, which allows for a temporary real estate sign to be displayed a maximum of 240 days per year, and they are requesting that it can be displayed up to 1,328 continuous days. This is what the proposed sign looks like. It's 4x8, excuse me, and it's proposed to be on the north end of the property here along Oakwood Road. It does comply with all other code standards. They're proposing that it be temporarily anchored and braced through December of this year, and movable. And then after that, anchored into the ground through the duration of the proposed period, ending on December 31st, 2029. They also stipulated that the sign would be removed upon the sale of all of the homes in the proposed subdivision if that precedes that date. With that, a motion for consideration is before you, and the appellant is here if you have any questions.
Great, thank you, Nick. So the applicant just want to wait on questions? Stating yes. Christine?
I have no questions, thank you.
Steve?
This sign, I know it's 2 phases. When it gets done with the first phase, is there gonna be a lull that this sign, I don't know how quick you're gonna start the second phase. Is that sign just gonna stay there while we're waiting to start the second phase, or is it gonna go away and then come back when you start the second phase?
At all of our, Ben Lang, Verdian Homes, 6801 Southtown Drive, Madison. At all of our existing neighborhoods, we keep it in one location, especially here where anybody coming and going is going to be on Oakwood Road. They're going to see it as they drive past anyway, so I don't see a need to take it down or move it in between phases. In the plan, our general operation plan is to, as generally we do 1 phase per year. So we size the phases that we think is about enough inventory for a year, and then we'll get going. Our plan would be to get going on phase 2 next year.
All right, no further questions?
Yes, Steve. Ashley?
No questions.
Greg?
Sounds like you mentioned that you had other developments going on. Is this, and maybe this is for Todd also, is this I guess a normal occurrence? It seems like a very long time considering we allow 240 days and this is more than 5 times that. Is this the first one that's come forward with this? I don't remember.
I can't speak to that. I mean, in my time that I've been here, this is the first, and there hasn't been subdivisions a lot like over the last several years, even then.
Sure.
So I can't speak to that history.
Okay. I mean, I know you have to sell the homes and advertise. Is this subdivision going to have any type of monument sign or neighborhood sign up?
Yep, the plan, we've been reviewing with Nicholas some designs, but we don't have a permit in for that yet. My understanding is we can't pull the building permit for that until our final plat is approved, which we anticipate will be this fall. So more detail to come on that. But I would say it's our general practice to have both, one with a kind of more neighborhood themed sign, and then this one more geared towards marketing just for when we're selling the homes.
And I'm not trying to hold you guys back from selling the homes. It just seems like a long time, and I don't know how I feel about it yet, but no more questions. Thanks.
Understood. Thank you.
Chris?
I agree with Alderman Lark on the length of time. I think it's too long as well.
And Don?
So the picture I'm looking at here, it's got, just says Millwood Glen. Yeah, this one. Phone number, website, QR code. And this is how it's going to look through your proposed time.
Yep.
Just like this.
Yep.
If a permanent sign, or were you planning on keeping this up if and when a permanent sign is up, you're going to have this in addition to?
I guess that would be our desire, yes.
Do we know what the what the code says now as far as how long a sign can be up? That was per year, right?
Yeah, so this is per year. So they're allowed 240 days per year through 2 display periods. Essentially, that 240 days can be continuous. They would just, each year it's 240 days. So there would be a period of each year, if not approved, that they would have to take it down and then put it back up, essentially.
Staff, we can approve another 30, so 120. But if they do those back to back, it's 240, and that would be the max that we could, as staff, permit. So that's what the appeal is for.
in our, I guess, our sort of justification for the request for the variances, our intention would be to, if the variance or this exception wasn't approved, our intention would be to use the either 180, or if staff would allow the 240 days per year. Each of those has to have a separate sign permit submitted. So when we think about the life of this project, we're kind of doing the math. We're like, oh man, we're gonna have 6-8 permits. We're gonna have to go out there, take the sign down, put it back up, take it down, put it back up every year. So this just felt like a much more clean way to manage it, and then also give the plan commission staff the opportunity to put any conditions for maintenance or anything like that that they also wanted to have on here.
So, when it's 2 phases?
Yep.
So the second phase, if we start, you got 1,328 days here. When would the second phase be completed, roughly?
Ideally, barring any major schedule and, issues, it would be about 360 days from now.
360 days from
Yeah.
now? And then you want to propose another?
Or sorry, 360 days from this fall. So it'd be, math's hard, 540 days.
Okay, from today. When do you want the sign to actually go up?
As soon as we can get through kind of the permitting process, we're ready to get it ordered.
I don't like it if you're completing it up potentially when it goes in up another 1,000 days after.
Yeah, we could shorten that up.
Yeah, I mean, normally we're not really big on like this, for rent signs in perpetuity.
Mhm.
So I'm not a big fan of that. One, I don't think it needs to go up if you haven't even broken ground or you're just barely. I mean, I'm sure most of your rentals are going to come from the internet, brokers. This is good for people driving by. I'm not sure what the stats say, how many rentals you get just from people driving by and seeing the sign. I'm just trying to think of what the solution would be. I don't have one. I'm just going to hold for now and see what everyone else has to say.
Yeah.
I jump in quick and just say one more thing.
Sure.
So the reason I asked was I believe we had a rental property with a sign that they wanted for lease up for a very long time, and what they ended up doing was having their permanent sign in some type of incorporation where they were able to take and remove their own marketing sign from the bottom of it. Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, these aren't rentals.
Okay.
So, okay. Thank you.
Brad?
They've they've asked all the questions that I was going to, so I have no comment at this time.
Okay. Jossie?
Same thing. My questions are answered. Thank you.
Okay. Just real quickly, the sign you're referring to is at Broadacre. We okayed the sign and it's still hanging there. It's going to be there forever. It's kind of the way we did it. That was their permanent sign. And, that was their content in it. We don't regulate content.
Like a monument sign versus this is a temporary sign.
To tell you the truth, I mean, this is a better looking sign than the one we got in front of the collapsed barn on Howell that's been up there for a number of years. And those signs, we went to limit those. And I don't know if we really truly limit them, to tell you, on commercial properties like that. I found that weird when we were doing the sign thing. I get where we want to have limited days, but let me ask you this. Once you're out of lots, there's no purpose of this sign, correct?
No.
So if he sells the lot, whether he's in the first phase and he sells all the lots out, and given the limited lots going on in Oak Creek, and the style of homes he's putting in, it's very possible this sign may go in a year or 2 years.
And you'll see that on the screen, there's condition number 4 kind of stipulates that as well.
Yeah, that it would be removed. So, I mean, once the subdivision's plotted. So, I mean, what it comes down to is them doing the QR code, probably looking at the plot, looking out a lot, once the road's in, driving by, and going, okay, this is home, I myself, I think it'll go way quicker than 3 years, quite frankly. I really
would
do.
agree.
That's the goal, but
Yeah, and I mean, how many homes is this?
44.
44.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, my caramba.
I think a lot of that time is during the construction period. And the reason why we like to get these up during the construction period is people drive past and say, oh, what's all that dirt moving? And that way we say, here's your answer. We got the sign. We can start to generate those leads early for our marketing
Are
team.
you building models to start or no?
Most of our neighborhoods are about 50-50. We'll do some like 50% spec homes and then 50% custom.
Okay. But you kind of do one of each home to begin with. And would you have like 5 styles or something?
No. We'll I wouldn't say we do one of each. We're just kind of selective about what's our most popular floor plans in other neighborhoods. We'll put a couple of those out there, to start, and then kind of see where the interest takes us as we move through the neighborhood.
Okay. So, and again, whatever math they were doing, and somebody said math is hard, it was 240, and then take it down and put it back up for 240 and move it. Again, in the end, the sign's still up there. No one's going to notice it. If it came down and went back up in the same spot a day later, whatever the permitting is, and then you come back through here. It's up to you guys. I don't really care because, quite frankly, I don't think it's going to be up there 13, 28 days. See it.
Is there anything on the other stuff about maintenance of it?
In our narrative, we added something on maintenance of it, but I'm not sure if that was noted on. But
I just want to make sure that it's taken care of, so if a dozer hits it, it's not laying on the ground or something for 6 months.
yeah, I added some language in there about, we acknowledge if staff, somebody drives past and they're not happy with the condition of it, that we'd have a certain period to repair it. I would say generally, we check on these, we keep an eye on it as we're out building in our neighborhoods. And our marketing team, at least once a year, orders sort of a refresh if needed. I can share, we have one in the Menominee Falls area that's been up for 5 years, and we've refaced it probably 5 times just to make sure it stays fresh, because that reflects on the quality of the neighborhood that we're providing. We don't want, just as much as you guys, we don't want a ratty old sign blowing in the wind. So.
Okay, now you opened up a can of worms for me. In Menominee Falls, how many lots are you trying to sell?
That one was like 130.
Okay.
That
If
was
you
a
were
big
going
one.
to say 50, I was going to
No,
go in
no,
5 years.
No,
Jeez.
that was a much bigger one.
But anyways, it's really kind of up to you guys. Like I said, I'm really trying to run through some subdivisions. I'm thinking of Glen Crossing, but it's been so long I can't recall if they had a sign or if they didn't have a sign there.
Honestly, I don't think what would be the issue if we let it sit up for marketing, like he's saying, to help sell and advertise for those homes, and at the same time save some bucks for them to keep coming back, and for the staff for getting the permitting out. So it's just.
I just personally think they'll go very.
Yeah. So I personally don't mind a longer time.
And if you remember, he was catering. I mean, these aren't like these are different style homes. I mean, they go from like 1,800 square foot up to like 25. They're marketed for empty nesters and starting families, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to be a big allure here in the city of Oak Creek. So, anyways, I'm good either way. So whatever you guys decide. Any more discussion, questions? Did we open up any?
I got one more
curiosities?
question.
Yeah.
I know we have some ordinances already that cover this, but I want to make sure we don't drive by one day and there's all the flags hanging off it, or the air guy, dancing air guy, that or an extra.
It's not a car dealership.
An extra. I've seen some crazy things.
I think
out
we
there.
outlawed
Or an extra
him.
banner, saying for sale. Though. Like, I don't know if we already have ordinances in there, if we need to write it in here, like as it's being presented, that's the product we're buying is what I want to see out there, and nothing more.
It's just a speaker that goes Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
So several of the things that you said are signs that aren't permitted. So if someone reported those, then our NPO would be able to go out and do enforcements on those. And then also as a one of the conditions in this is number 2 here, which says that it's one sign. So told them they're only permitted the one sign as a part of this approval.
Yeah, I think just what's being presented would be our enforcement. Like, this is what you showed us. That's not what you have there. So I just kind of wanted to ask if we need to do anything extra for that. That's all.
Doing my best to keep the sales team in check.
All right, thank you.
Well, hopefully it goes quick and we never have any issues. Well, folks, be a brave soul and take a stab at this, Greg.
Sure. Lork moves to approve a sign appeal allowing a temporary real estate sign to be displayed for 1,328 days on the property at 3521 East Oakwood Road with the following conditions. 1, that all relevant code requirements remain in effect. 2, that 1 4-foot by 8-foot, 32 square foot temporary ground mounted real estate sign is approved in the location shown on the approved site plan. Sign shall be installed a minimum of 10 feet from property lines and rights of way. 3, that the temporary real estate sign permit shall be valid through December 31st, 2029. The sign shall be removed by January 1st, 2030. And 4, that the temporary ground-mounted real estate sign shall be removed following the sale of the final home of the Millwood Glen subdivision if it precedes December 31st, 2029.
Vouch second.
Roll call, beginning with Don.
Oldani, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
And I.
Vouch aye.
Kuczynski, aye.
Lorick, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski, no.
Okay. I think we got it all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Before we adjourn, just a couple things. Farmers Market opened up 2 weeks ago. I attended it 2 weeks in a row. Tremendous, 100 different vendors rotating weekly, different things going on. Last week they had a puppy and kitten adoption. Unexpected, but very wildly popular for people. So if you have time Saturday, go check it out. Food available in local restaurants and some of the vendors as well. Yeah. And then secondly, this is very important. This weekend on Sunday, it's Goosey's Hunt for the Cure, correct?
Yes, sir.
So a very worthwhile cause, looking to cure Huntington's disease. You do have the time, please. It's going to be at Lake Vista, starting at, Chris?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, but we encourage...
Is race kickoff. Get there earlier.
Yep, we encourage you to get there earlier. There's fundraising for raffles, and you don't have to run it. You can walk. I'll be there walking. Trust me, I'm not a runner. But again, worthwhile cause, and we want to make sure Oak Creek is part of the cure of that disease as we go forward. And I want to say this is its 4th year. 6. Holy cow, time flies.
Yes.
So please, if you can, Sunday morning, get some exercise and help a worthwhile cause. With that, we're at adjournment.
Seifert moves to adjourn the meeting at 7 o'clock.
Lorick seconds.
Roll call, beginning with Fred.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
And I.
Vouch aye.
Kuczynski, aye.
Lorick, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski, aye.
Oldani, aye.
Okay, everybody, have a great week. Thank you very much, staff. Appreciate it. IT, thank you.
And